Hey everyone, it's Nova Scotia Thomas here. So here we are at the Covenanter Church in Grand Pré, Nova Scotia. So this is a beautiful historic church in Nova Scotia. It's still a functioning church under the United Church of Canada. It was first built shortly after the Acadian expulsions by New England planters. So for those of you who don't know who the planters are, they were the first colonists who came here after the Acadian expulsion, before the United States separated from the British Empire. And then after that, a second wave of settlers from New England were known as the Loyalists, because they're loyal to the king. But before that happened, the planters came here and they built a New England-style meeting house. After I'll give you a tour. Anyway, we can't go in right now because of normally in summer it's open to the public, but because of like COVID and everything else, can't do that. That being said, I do have I was able to get a brochure that gives some pictures from the inside. So in a little bit, I'm going to give you a short tour. So I'm going to give you a tour of the grounds, and at the end of the video, I will then show you what it looks like inside with the pictures from the brochure, which actually are pretty good photos. Almost not quite, of course, almost not as good as going inside. But yeah. So anyway, the grounds. Anyway, the church here. So let me see. There's even a plaque right here. I'll see if I can show it to you. Yeah. So you can see. I think you can see that. Originally built towerless as a Presbyterian meeting house, this simple frame church is commonly dated to between 1804 and 1811. It received the Covenanter label some decades after its construction, when the congregation renewed adherence to the covenant of their ancestors. The rectangular form with a 5x5 bay front and entrance on the long side is characteristic of 18th century New England meeting house, although second story with dow's and gallery interior are atypical, so it's kind of unique. So in other words, it's kind of unique. The interior features beautifully molded paneling, woodwork, and the high pulpit. And by the way, when I mean high pulpit, I mean that in every sense of the word. I'll show you a picture at the end. And octagonal sounding board. So, and below that you get the French version. So anyway, I'll just show you the grounds. Now, this is also significant as far as the grounds go. The grounds are significant in and of themselves, because this is actually where the parents of Canada's World War I Prime Minister, his parents are buried right here in the graveyard around here. And the graves are they're attraction in their own right. So I'll just show you around here a bit. So anyway, by the way, I'm not gonna do a lot, but because this is at least until if it's not an active burial ground, it's only recent that it's not been active. I've seen some headstones here with dates of burial of the 1980s. So yeah. Anyway, right next door there's a house that I'm looking at. You can't see. So yeah, I'm going by the window. But yeah, there's a house right next door that you can't see. I think that was actually the home of the childhood home of Canada's Prime Minister during World War I. I'm not going to show it to you because it's a private residence, and I don't have permission to be there. And I do have to, at least I want to, even if I could get away with it, I wouldn't disrespect that. And yeah, like in Nova Scotia, we got privately owned houses that were owned by spies, prime ministers, and everything else. Because we have so much of that stuff around here that we don't know what to do with it all. But yeah, so anyway, just some of the architecture, some of the stoneworks, some of the stonework is quite beautiful. So yeah, I'm seeing so there's some of the graves you can see here. And no, I don't know which gravestone belongs to the parents of our World War I Prime Minister. But anyway, this is just I'm not sure the significance of it, but I see a lot of tombstones that look like this one right here. Don't know the significance of what it's called or anything like that, I have to admit, but I think it's a pretty beautiful tombstone. Regardless. So yeah, so anyway, so So anyway, I have been inside the church before, in case you're wondering. My thoughts on it: it's it's plain but tasteful, nice. It screams New England planter meeting house. Um, yeah, and apologize, guys. Some people are doing some yard work while I'm here, so I don't want to get in their way. So I'm going to try to find an area where I'm pretty sure they've already mowed and done yard work. But yeah, I've been inside. It is quite lovely. So this seems like a good place to like get a taste of the steeple. But yeah, I think I'll take a little break here and show you what it looks like on the inside. Okay, so I was when I was at Grand Pre, I was able to get a brochure of the spot. Now it's not open right now, but just some information about the place. This is, as I said before, this is a functioning church. It is used by the United Church of Canada during the summer for Sunday services and for special occasions. Because this is like the oldest continuing United Church in Canada. It's the oldest one they have, and it was probably the first Presbyterian church in Canada. So anyway, I'll go show you some pictures of the inside. So, not sure well you can see that, but yeah, so inside right here, this picture here, if you can see that, that shows you what it looks like inside with the wooden pews and the boxed-in pews. The boxed-in pews, that's for the winter, because that's it does get cold in Nova Scotia in the winter, and so that's to help keep people warm. Also, they had like a furnace going on in there during the summer. They also had a furnace in there going in the winter, like a wood stove. And there's the high pulpit they're talking about. See that little white thing down there? That's the line of the pews. That gives an idea of just how high up it is, and it shows you the wooden whitewashed wooden boards in the back. So it's like intentionally designed to reflect Protestant theology. I do know a bit about church design and architecture and how it reflects theology. This is screaming of, we're New England Puritans, New England planters. We don't accept the Catholic beliefs and altars and stuff. We want a simple whitewashed board church, meeting house for prayer, and we want a huge high pulpit for reading scripture, giving sermons, because that's the main thing what our service is all about. It's not about communion or the mass. That's what it screams. So that shows you how the pulpit is. It's probably like 8, maybe 10 feet tall, and it's so. Just looking at it's like got 2 levels where people can sit, 2 or 3 levels where people can sit at and read things from. In the place where the minister sits, it's not just like a simple podium. It's like a whole architectural thing in its own right. Again, I'm not sure how well you can see that, how good the picture is. At some point, I do want to try to see if we can get permission to get in there and maybe take some footage of the interior. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen today. So yeah. Anyway, I'll just give you a little tour around to the front. Message just went off as I'm recording a YouTube video, of course. Yeah. Just putting on my backpack. Yeah. By the way, in case you guys want to know how dedicated I am to this channel, today I'm covering most of a chunk of Grand Pre on foot. Yes. So I am trying really hard, guys. I hope you appreciate these videos. So you want to know how quiet it was? Like, if you want to know how quiet it is here? Like, pretend someone's not mowing the lawn right now, and that's what it's like most of the time around here. It's very quiet. It's very quiet. I've spent some. I'm traditional Catholic, but like I'm as a traditional Catholic, I haven't spent a lot of time on morning prayer this morning because it's kind of been a rush. So I wanted to have a place to pray. So I usually like praying in graveyards. It's a weird thing to me because I have devotion to souls in purgatory as a traditional Catholic. So I just pray quietly off to the side. Don't consider the church sacred, as again I'm a trad Catholic, but it's still a nice quiet spot. Yeah. So here we are at the entrance of the church. Simple simple windows, not stained glass. I suppose back in the day it would have been considered luxurious from like planter times, but again I don't know if there's certain people almost certainly don't play it from planter times. But yeah, so anyway, So by the way, just want to show you for those thing. See that mark there? This little thing right here indicates that this is a provincial heritage property. Why it's not a national historic site of some sort, I don't know. But yeah, so here we are at the front of it. This is where you would go in on the side of the church, like not steeple. So if you go right in here behind in the doors, through the doors behind me, you would face straight to see the pulpit, which is an unusual place in church architecture, even for Protestant churches now, to put a pulpit or anything like that. So yeah. So anyway, there's a short, nice little stone pathway with a little simple wall to separate the cemetery from everywhere else. So anyway, this is my video on the Covenanter Presbyterian Church in Grand Pre. Hope you like the video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and be sure to visit Nova Scotia, or around Nova Scotia, or visit Grand Pre whenever you can. Stay safe, everyone.